Beloved family
사랑하는
members,
식구 여러분
hello.
안녕하십니까?
In this 1726th weekend workshop, and those who are participating, I truly hope that Heavenly Parent and True Parent's love and blessing will pour to you and your family. It has already been over 200 days since Mother entered the detention center. Today marks the 201st day. And Mother, we know that True Mother is in Asan Hospital treating her self. And yesterday was April 10th, the anniversary of the founding of the Women's Federation for World Peace in 1992. On that day, Mother became the president and officially stepped out into the world. True Mother has you might think that Mother has given a lot of speeches. However, substantially, True Mother was shown to the world marking on 1992 when she became the president of the Women's Federation. Also 19... And True Parents has said that the oldest son has been restored, and it's an era with no indemnity left. And father actually proclaimed that Mother will be the second leader. And Mother, starting from 1990s, she stepped up and became and upon the foundation, Mother and then became the president of the 1992. Up until now, it was centering on the men, where power and war was thriving. But since 1992, with the heart of True Mother, it marks the day of the beginning of love and embrace like True Mothers. And True Parents said that the New Testament era has been finished, and it was the complete the fulfillment era was started from 1992, and through this, all of our leaders, the providence of Hwanggoyang, which means that you will go back to your own respective your places, your hometown, to do witnessing. And True Mother actually proclaimed the Messiah starting on True Mother. So it passed 30 years, and today is the 34 years. And those you already might know that Dr. Jan Pigel has nominated True Mother as a Nobel Peace Prize nominee, and it took a lot of years from 1992. After the proclamation of the Women's Federation, when we look at her speeches, there is a lot of words, but Mother has said, women are weak, but mothers are strong. That was the words that given. You might already know. In fact, the first person we meet in the world is our mother. The first teacher we meet is our mother. And the person who gives us the greatest influence is our mother as well. From the moment we are born, we grow up receiving mother's love. To a young child, a mother is like the sun. It is said that a child's personality is formed at 4 or 5. Whether a son or a daughter has good or bad personality was formed at that time. So the personality of your son or daughter will form how you educate on the 405. If your son or if your daughter doesn't really listen to you, all of the things is because it's because of the results of the education that you have given, especially the mother who gave the education their 4 or 5 years. Please think about your children and please reflect how you raised your children. Today, Japan as the mother nation, because of the dissolution of the religion in Japan, is a truly heart-wrenching event. And I think that we have a lot of our Japanese members here participated. But in fact, when we joined the Unification Church, did we enter amidst a welcome or did we enter amidst persecution? It started way back before the dissolution order. And when we joined the Unification Church, I think nobody actually was welcomed. As when we were entering, we were getting persecution. We were also cursed out. And we truly know more than anyone the pain. From the very beginning, before the dissolution of the family federation, we were receiving persecution. It is said that 4,300 Japanese members has been victims of the kidnapping and forced confinement. This is at the level of modern-day Roman persecution. Our members are truly amazing. Not only our Japanese members, but our early members in Korea went so much trials as well because we didn't have any members, because we didn't have any foundation. Our early members in Korea, they were able to go through, and then now we have this amazing foundation. No matter how much persecution we receive from the outside, it does not become a problem. Looking at the recent Cheonbo vigils in Japan, if you just look at the Cheonbo vigil devotions, the church where I participated before, after the dissolution order on March 4th, I'm checking the participation every day after the dissolution order, and after the results, you look at the Zoom, right? It's not the YouTube, but when you look at the Zoom, you could able to see your church where how many people are participated. I know all of those who are participating. I am checking every day, and I will check which church has how many people, and I could also see all of your faithfuls. When you actually zoom in, you could see the faces. But when I used to go, when I look at the church I used to go in Japan, it was the max 10 in average. Sometimes the church leader will just be the only one participating. You will be able to receive more power and strength. It's with you're more than 10 or 100 people, not a single person offering devotion. But when I look at the church I used to go, it was less than 10 people on average. It was so heart-wrenching for me for looking at. But now recently when I saw, but since we cannot participate in the church setting, the church leader checks how many are participating in this vigil devotion, but now more than 100 people are participating every day in the Cheonbo vigil. Hallelujah. But the dissolution order, before that, they more than less than 10, but now after the dissolution order, we have more than 100 people participating. So what is happening? So just looking at the vigil devotion, I thought that how it would be better if the dissolution order was was.
종교라는 것은요, 핍박을 받으면 받을수록 발전한다, 후퇴한다.
So religion, when they receive persecution, they will develop. Everything else, when they receive persecution, they will be demolished. However, religions, when they receive persecution, they grow even further. But at this era where the Unification Church is the most receiving persecution the most, the church that will grow the most in the future will the Unification Church. All of you here participating here who came here in the church, all of you also receive persecution, 20 years, 30 years, but please don't fear persecution. So when you look at the history of faith, there are two great paths: the path of martyrdom by shedding blood, the path of devotion and service by offering one life. We have these two types of faith models. The early Christian saints chose death before the sword and the cross. The members of our Unification Church has chosen the path of living a sacrificial life for a lifetime. Those who are participating here have not lived a life of being wealthy and receiving power, but all of our members in the church walked the path of trials. Everyone who walked the path of the Unification Church has received persecution. The saints of the early Christian church endured unimaginable persecution, from the persecution of Rome becoming food for lions, crucifixion and decapitation. Also, the devotion of Unification Church members today. Unification members have fought like it was a war, especially the Japanese members. It was a path of sacrifice. It is a path walking on the path of death or life situation. They didn't even have 3 days, 3 meals a day. It's because true parents has lived their own lives as well, and that was the path of true parents and true father, true mother. At this very moment, true mother is being detained for more than 21 years. It's not her fault. It's because of our faults, and these things has happened. I was a missionary in 26 years in Japan, and I also went to Taiwan. And father has told me, when I went on missions to Japan, I was given these instructions by father. The three things that father instructed me was to teach the tradition of true parents in Japan. Even though they are following the faith, the tradition of true parents are collapsing. Also, secondly, teach the Korean language to the Japanese citizens. If you're not able to teach the Korean language, you are not able to teach the traditions of true parents. Thirdly, connect the foundation of the chosen people, which is the Zainichi Koreans, to Korea. So Zainichi Koreans are the Koreans who are living in Japan. These are the chosen people. And these chosen people, even though they are receiving a lot of persecution by Japanese people, they have so much foundation, and we need to connect this foundation to Korea. If you are able to do so, the reunification North and South Korea will be faster. With this guidance, I strived to do my best, utmost best for 26 years so that true father's words will not fall down to the ground. And our Japanese, Korean pastors, they did a lot of hard work in Japan, but 5 of the pastors actually went to the spirit where they a lot of other Japanese members has absolute obedience for true parents' words, but all of these 5 people were diagnosed with cancer, and they didn't even reach 60, and they actually went to the spirit world very young. 10 days ago, one of the pastors, one of the church leaders actually went to the spirit world. So all of the people who risked their lives for the providence and true parents and for the honor of true parents,
라고 말씀을
and we followed the path of the will. In the Bible, look at the Bible.
성경 전체를 보지 않아도
Many people conducted missions at the risk of their lives, and as you look at the deaths of Jesus' 12 disciples, and their martyrdom, a lot of you already know, but when I organize once more,
한 명은 자연사를 했고
10 of them went through the path of martyrdom. One died of natural causes. One committed suicide, and
자기가 너무
Judas Iscariot actually killed himself, committed suicide. Everyone else went the path of martyrdom.
예수님처럼 내 스승처럼 죽는 게 너무너무
Peter, he didn't want to die like his master Jesus, so he asked to be crucified upside down. And that was the path that he went. Peter's brother, who's Andrew, he was crucified on an X-shaped cross. James was beheaded. John, Philip was stoned to death. Bartholomew was flayed alive and then beheaded. How much gruesome. Just imagine your nails being plucked out. I never was plucked out, but just imagining it made me feel pain. However, Bartholomew was skinned alive and he was flayed alive. Thomas was martyred by being pierced by a spear. Matthew was a martyr by being stabbed with a sword. James, the son of Alphaeus, beaten to death with a club. Jude was executed with an axe. Simon was sawed in half. Just look at the things they experienced. Also, all of these 12 disciples, nobody actually lived a proper life, and they were walking the path of death, and nobody of them were complaining, because they met the living and breathing and the resurrected Jesus, and that joy of seeing the resurrected Jesus, they walked the path of fearless martyrdom, because they knew through this death they will be able to meet their master Jesus. So that is so powerful of meeting Jesus. So family members, there's nothing as precious as life, nothing as beautiful as life. And all of these disciples also would have respected life. Even if you were giving the whole world, you could not trade it for your own life, because you have only one life. Life is so precious. I cannot live someone else's life, and no one else can live mine as well. We are unique and peerless beings, and it is said in the Buddhist religion, in all of heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one. For what are we living? We are currently attending and has met true parents who in other ways could be 10 or 100 folds greater than Jesus. So what are we living for? People say, our members also say, and some of our leaders also say, they want to live comfortably. They want to live safely, live for success, and they want to earn money. However, the disciples of Jesus walked a completely different path. The disciples 2,000 years ago, They did not live for success. No. Did they live for comfort? No. They lived only for one thing. They lived for Jesus Christ and for the joy of meeting the resurrected Jesus. It is also for us. We should resemble the disciples, that we should feel joy meeting the living and breathing true parents who came here for after 6,000 years, and we have met the Holy Mother, the only begotten daughter, true mother, after 6,000 years of providential history, and this is the greatest encounter in all history. Even we are receiving any persecution, just as we said, all of the disciples who were martyred with various methods, through stabbing, through beheading, through skinning alive. However, all of them have met the resurrected Jesus and felt so immense joy and so much gratitude. Currently, our unification movement, the family, has met the true parents, and through that encounter, we should be living a life of gratitude and joy every day. That should be our life every day. Hallelujah. Peter also denied Jesus 3 times. Thomas doubted, and the disciples all fled. However, we should not be those. At current moment, what should be our way of life? What are our appearances, beloved families? Are we children of true parents, or are we just observers? Are we not practicing our faith? Some of the people are saying, Cheonbon visual devotion, you could do it or not do it. No, it's not that. True Mother is asking us, and True Mother is currently protecting this providence, risking her life. It's not you could do it or not do. When you think about the heavenly messiahship, we should do it regardless. Anyone should do it. So what should be the model? The model should be those who are participating so much. Heavenly tribal messiah, should those be who are not doing their best should be the model? No. Please do not think lightly about the Cheonbon visual devotion, and it will be all recorded in the spirit world. If we are not practicing True Mother's words, how will we be able to receive life? The life of faith is not a comfortable life. We should even though we are going through struggles, we are going through hardships, and the life of faith is that way. But living a life of comfortability is not the life of faith. There are people who don't want to get to risk anything, living the path of the faith. And there are people trying not to suffer any loss, not to sacrifice, and even to told Cheonbon sincerity, they don't want to offer devotion. We should not just be frustrated about True Mother being detained, but we should be able to reflect on ourselves and be frustrated if we are not fulfilling True Mother's words. We should be practicing the true love with our brothers and sisters. If we are not able to, we should be frustrated with ourselves. The disciples lived for Jesus and died for Jesus. Then we too must live for true parents and die for true parents as brothers and sisters. We should risk all of our things, even our own lives. If we don't do that, we are not able to see the fulfillment of true parents' dreams. We should not be just. We should discard on own thoughts. Some people say just so being lenient is not should be not in our dictionary. We should not be lenient in our devotion. So at this moment, at this time, we should truly risk our lives and offer devotion. When we are attending true parents, we should discard our own thoughts right now. This is the time that we should discard our thoughts, because true mother, our own physical body is limited. You thought that true father will live forever. They thought Jesus will live forever. However, Jesus, his physical body was dead, but his spirit is alive. Jesus is living. However, as well, true father is also living. And true mother is currently in the detention center. Even though she's there, her spirit is alive and working at this moment. We should be able to. If you have followed the path of the will because of the words, we should follow the words, and all of those words should not fall to the ground. Hallelujah. We should not fear the society's standards. We should fear if we are being lenient with our own faith, and if that evil, fallen nature rise from our hearts, all of those fallen natures is within ourselves. We should reflect on ourselves. We should fight within ourselves, and we will battle and win. But currently, aren't we losing to ourselves? True Mother is currently asking us that we should be able to fight within ourselves the good and evil mind, and we should our original mind should win. They say our church is currently in such a difficult situation. However, the thing that we need to be more concerned is with our hearts. As I told you earlier, Japanese members are offering even more devotion and Chonshiman devotion, and not only Korea but all of the international members should be offering even more Chonshiman devotion. And we should offer devotion until the will has been fulfilled, and we should unite as one, and we should offer devotion together. You cannot just weigh things saying, oh, you do your devotion, I need to rest, I need to be comfortable. No, you shouldn't be that. All of our Japanese members are offering devotion, united as one, and for us as well, we should be offering devotion united. So in conclusion, the thing that the weakening of our faith is our greatest misfortune. If it is more concerning that they are having distrust. Once trust collapses, it is not easy to rebuild. It is so scary that we are judging one another. The weakening of faith is our greatest misfortune at this moment. Don't you think? Our unification church is so big. We have a different denomination. We have several denominations and sects. Should this be like this? No. It's because we are lacking in trust with one another. We don't have the love for each other. So true father asks, what is true love? What is true love? It's a heart that knows how to consider of others. True love is loving even the enemy. True love is a sacrificial love that lays down one's life for the sake of the others. True love, when you invest everything else, it is consumed. However, the more you invest true love, the larger it grows. So, through living for the sake of the whole world rather than the self, this is where happiness comes from. And investing again, giving, and then forgetting. When you practice true love, a resonance phenomenon occurs. So when we are able to do true love, we are automatically able to do the resonance prayer. It is said that when we do practice true love, we'll be able to enter the state of resonance.
하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의
And
위대하신 말씀을 놓고
looking on how great and profound words of true parents have been, we should all look and study the sacrifice that made for the early Christianity. Our path of our faith is a path of fortune. All of the things we're going, if the parents will just think that it's a misfortune for caring for their children, who want to invest. However, as parents, we know even though it's hard and difficult to invest love and energy to your children, we feel joy through that. That is why the parents invest their entire selves. Saint Augustine said that all sins begins from the disbelief of turning away from God. So all of the sin, there are people who are currently doubting True Mother's words. That is a sin. And Apostle Paul has said, one who loves others is one who fulfills the law. When we love each other, we are fulfilling the law. So brothers and sisters, when we love each other, our brothers and sisters, you are the ones who will fulfill the law. That is the reason why all of the providential institutions and all of our members should be united as one. So True Mother has said, Cheonbon devotion is the greatest gift that she could give to you. So we should all receive all of this greatest gift from Mother and risk our life in Cheonbon devotion and prayer. And like we are in a battle, if we are able to see miracles happen and all of your things to be fulfilled, please join me in prayer.